Greetings. Assalamu alaikum. In the last video, we were continuing this discussion about Nasikh and Mansookh, abrogation, cancellation. I don't understand, how those Muslims do not feel any shame uttering those words, that some of the words of Allah have been cancelled, have been abrogated. Non-believers, can play games, like this, but Muslims, what the hell for? What you are trying to do, destroy the Quran, little by little, chip by chip, slowly but surely. So now you say, some ayahs are destroyed, cancelled, abrogated, and some chapters, and then, half of the Quran, and then 3/4, until the end, we reach, that, we don't need this Quran at all, because of your ignorance, claiming that some of the words of Allah have been cancelled. How dare you claim that you're a mu'min or a Muslim at least? Very well, let's continue, and we reach, Surah 6 and Ayah 155. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وهذا كتاب أنزلناه مبارك فاتبعوه واتقوا لعلكم ترحمون. And this is a book we sent, blessed. Follow it. فاتبعوه, it's an order from Allah. And the ha and the فاتبعوه, ha at the end after the waw means all of it, not portions of it, have been cancelled, abrogated, according to the miserable certain advocates who want to destroy the Quran and have a war against Allah, Quran, and Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So Allah says, follow it. And what do they say? No. Portion of it, don't follow. Don't follow it. So Allah say follow it, and those say don't follow it. Who should we listen to? Those Satan advocates who want to destroy the Quran, to remove Quran from our hearts, our brains, our minds, our lips, our actions, our obedience. Allah say obey it, follow it. They say don't do it. Half of the 50% of the Quran have been abrogated. No need for it. Dump it. So let's go next, to Surah number 11 and Ayah number 1. Let's read together. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alif Lam Ra. Kitabun uhkimat ayatuh. Thumma fussilat. Min ladunna hakiman alim. Hakiman khabir. Alif Lam Ra. Those are, they're the miraculous, letters. Until today we couldn't reach, complete understanding what those letters are. We started to touch the surface. If you remember, when I started, reflections about Surah Al-Baqarah, and I said Alif Lam Mim, and I gave some, I opened the door, only opened the door. We did not even step in. We're just looking through the door right now with those letters. Allah says, Kitabun uhkimat ayatuh. This book, its ayahs are asserted, confirmed. With the strength, with the power of Allah. Those ayahs, those words from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the book are asserted and confirmed. There is no twisting and playing foolish games, satanic games like those who want to destroy some of the ayahs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after he say it's done, it's finished. فاتبعوه, follow it. ثم فصلت, after he asserted his ayahs, his words, now he's saying, and he explained in complete detail. And remember, we discussed those Muslims who are brainwashed. They ask the same question: did Allah mention in the Quran how to pray, how many rak'ah, etc. And we say be polite with Allah and ask where Allah mentioned, and then we give you beautiful, wonderful, minute details how Quran mentioned the prayers in beautiful details, number of rak'ahs, number of prayers per day, everything, everything. You can go back, to my YouTube channel and look for those, Quran, prayer in Quran. If it's mentioned even, before our Quran, 1,500 years before our Quran, in the Torah of Moses, or the books of the Jews, if you wish, even today. I explained that, in my answers to a hate monger named Brigitte Gabriel. Go to my YouTube channel, look for my discussion answering this hate monger attacking Islam always, Brigitte Gabriel, and you will find what I said, where the 5 times prayers are mentioned in their books, even today. Islam, in a beautiful, beautiful description in the Jewish Christian book, in the Bible, what they call the Bible. So Allah says, أحكمت آياته. It's the ayahs of the Quran, أحكمت. Anybody trying to play stupid games with those words will go to hell, especially those imams who are spreading Nasikh and Mansookh, that some of the words of Allah, the best word under the heaven, have been abrogated, destroyed, cancelled. We don't need to follow. Allah say follow, فَاتَّبِعُوا. Those idiots, they say don't. It is not in effect anymore. Alright, let's go to Surah An-Nisa, Surah 4, Ayah 81. Let's read it together, if you will. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أفلا يتدبرون القرآن ولو كان من عند غير الله لوجدوا فيه اختلافا كثيرا. Allah says, won't they reflect over the ayahs and the words of the Quran? And if it wasn't from Allah, they will find huge contradictions, like what those Satan advocates from some of the imams are Satan advocates, miserable. They say that, like ISIS, stupid ISIS as well. They say, how many ayahs? 27 ayahs? Maybe, so many ayahs in the Quran speak peace, 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 peace. And all the Muslims in the world say Quran is peace, Islam is peace, and those stupid, come and say, no. One ayah called the ayah of the sword, ayah to Saif, abrogated all this. No more peace in the Quran. This is how stupid they are. So when Allah say, in one ayah, فَإِذَا جَنَحُوا إِلَى السِّلْمِ فَاجْنَحْ لَهُ, if they ask for peace, they are fighting and trying to kill you, to destroy you. But if they ask for peace, give it to them. This is an order from Allah. Oh, those stupid like ISIS among the imams, they say no. This has been abrogated with the ayah of Saif, the ayah of the sword. While Allah says, فَاتَّبِعُوا, follow and obey. It's content, the content of the noble Quran. Allah says, أُحْكِمَتْ آيَاتُهُ. The ayahs of the words of Allah are so standing solid and strong. There is no shaking. And in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 2, Allah say, لا ريب فيه. لا ريب فيه. There is no doubt about its content. So now we come like those Satan advocates who say Nasikh and Mansookh, and we wonder, we are confused now. Here Allah says, do this. Now they say no, this has been abrogated. Don't do it anymore. Don't follow the Quran. In essence, this is what the stupid are saying. Don't follow the Quran. They are worse than shaitan. And in Surah 47 and Ayah 24, Allah says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالِهَا. Won't they reflect over the Quran, or their hearts have locks on them? Their hearts are sealed, non-receptive. They will not accept the Quran when it is recited. Allah sent it for the hearts, but their hearts are locked, sealed. Nothing will penetrate. No. There are no abrogation, no cancellation to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, فَاتَّبِعُوا, follow all of it. Every single, not ayah, not word, every single letter, every single letter in the Quran, you have to follow it. It is from Allah, not from those Satan advocates who want to take you and remove you from obeying what Allah says. Now look at the joke, what they say, those Satan advocates. They came, joking, making jokes, comedians, miserable comedians, not good, respected comedians, miserable comedians. And the jokes that they say do not make anybody laugh. That's how miserable they are. They are stupid comedians, not good comedians. They came to us and they say, Nasikh and Mansookh on the stages, different stages, something that nusikha hukmu wa tilawatu. Abrogated whole chapters or ayahs. They were abrogated in a sense that hukmu, what it says, the order in it, abrogated, cancelled, and tilawatuhu, even the written format, the words in the Quran itself were removed, completely removed. So how those stupid knew about this? There is nothing, no proof. When they say that Allah say, "Hatu burhanakum in kuntum sadiqin," Allah says, bring your proof if you are telling the truth. What is the truth? Where is the burhan? In the Quran. How you can bring a proof from the Quran if nothing is left? No, the judgment of it or the writing of it. The written material is disappeared, gone. Hukmuhu wa tilawatuh. Allah says, and most of those imams are fasiq, who say, Nasikh and Mansookh, they are fasiq. And Allah says, وَإِذَا جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا أَن تُصِيبُوا قَوْمًا بِجَهَالَةٍ فَتُصْبِحُوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلْتُمْ نَادِمِينَ. And if a fasiq bring you some news, like, Nasikh and Mansookh, try to check the truth behind this claim, this satanic claim. So we have to check what those fasiq are telling. And after checking, and we brought so many examples in the past videos, and we show how they are miserable in not understanding what Allah says, in misinterpreting, twisting, to fit their stupidity. Because somebody, 1,200 years back, he said, something that doesn't make any sense. They are following for the last 1,200 years, repeating the same stupidity, nothing else. They are unwilling to change. Nothing will change them, even today, even after all this discussion. Don't be among them, please. Remove yourself from this rotten company. Don't listen to them. If they speak good about the Noble Quran, we have to respect them. But if they speak in such a miserable manner that some of the words of Allah have been cancelled, deleted, we shouldn't obey and respect. So if the rule in those chapters and verses from the Quran were removed, and even the written format, so why Allah sent it to start with? At the beginning they were in the book, right? That's what they say. They were in the book. Allah knows the future, not like us. What changed his mind? Does he change his mind always? What? Why he sent them? If he is going to remove them later on. We are talking Quran. We are not talking about other books. Allah did not remove anything from the other books. Those other books have been destroyed by people, by human beings. The Jews destroyed, well, the Babylonians destroyed what the Israeli Jews had, and the Christians destroyed what Jesus had. Allah did not destroy those, or alter and change. But He replaces what have been lost, or changes in the way of the miracle, as we explained. The stick of Moses, the Quran of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. This is a stick and action, miraculous by action, application, and this is by reading the miraculous Quran and the miracles in the ayahs and the word of Allah. That's why they are called ayahs, miraculous. Now, the other stupidity that come from them, نسخ تلاوته وحكمه باق. The writing of it disappeared from the Quran. Allah sent it written first in the Quran, and then it was removed. But the rule of it stayed. So how the stupid knew? How can they prove it? We cannot read it. We cannot find it in the Quran. Based on what? Just because they spoke, something rotten about the Quran, we have to accept? It's not in the Quran. You cannot read it. You cannot bring it as a proof. See, today, if I tell you something, I have to bring, the Quran and say, look, read the ayah with me. Bring the tarjuma, tafsir, whatever you wish. And understand what it says. But here's the ayah. So now they say, we have a rule, but we don't have the ayah. Imagine how miserable are those who speak about Nasikh and Mansookh. Now another joke, stupid joke, they say, نسخ حكمه وبقيت تلاوته. The rule of it have been abolished. But its recitation and the written format of it still exists. What the hell for? Why? Why? If we don't have to work with this anymore, the rule cancelled, abrogated. So why, it stayed in the Quran? Why Allah left it in the Quran? Allah does not play any foolish games. What those idiots do, always. Very well. So Allah says about those who say Nasikh and Mansookh, Nasikh hukmu, but tilawatu stayed in the Quran. So they want to believe in part of the Quran. This is what they are trying. They want to believe in part of the ayahs and disbelieve in other parts of the ayahs. The ayahs are there in the Quran. Allah says, فَاتَّبِعُوا, follow it, obey, execute. They say, no, part of this we are not going to follow. It is not binding anymore. We have to ignore it. So what Allah says about those? In Surah 2, Ayah 85. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ثم أنتم هؤلاء تقتلون أنفسكم وتخرجون فريقا منكم من ديارهم تظاهرون عليهم بالإثم والعدوان وأن يأتوكم أسارى تفادوهم وهو محرم عليكم إخراجهم. And then Allah says, this is the Bani Israel. But remember, we said, Bani Israel, the Israelis do not believe in this Quran or this ayah, or the whole ayahs that we recited so far. It is Muslims, and we need to learn the lessons and the messages. Those are our words. Talking about the Israelis, but our words, our messages. We need to follow those messages that Allah sent. Allah says, أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْضِ الْكِتَابِ وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْضِ. Allah is asking the Muslims for 1438 years today. You believe in parts of the book, and you disbelieve, you are kafir in other parts. You say, okay, I'll abide by this portion of the book, but those are abrogated. I am kafir in those ayahs. In the Quran, I don't want to believe. I disbelieve in them. I don't follow them. So Allah say, you believe in portion of the book, part of the book, and other parts you are kafir in? So this is the message to those who say Nasikh and Mansookh, that the words of Allah have been cancelled. Cancelled by those stupid. So Allah say, you wish to believe in some of the some ayahs in the book, and other ayahs you disbelieve. You just cancel, abrogate it. You are playing games, stupid games with your book, like the Jews and the Christians did. Well done. This stupid war should stop against Allah and Quran. For example, they give us stupid examples, about how some ayahs were in the Quran, but they were removed. But their rule stayed. Like what? They say that one ayah said, وَالزَّانِي وَالزَّانِيَةُ وَالزَّانِيَةُ وَالزَّانِي فَارْجِمُوهُمُ الْبَتَّةِ. Al-Batta. Not even a language of Allah. This stupidity, not even in the Quran. This, way of talking, Al-Batta. It's not even from Allah subhanahu. We have the whole Quran, the best miraculous grammatical structure in every way you look at it. There's Batta, there is not in the Quran. Allah does not use such miserable words. And they say that this ayah was in the Quran, but it was removed, the writing was removed, but the hukum, the rule, stayed. الزانية والزاني فارجموهم البتة. No stupid. There is no such a thing. But, hey, we are open-minded. We need to read it in the Quran. Then we'll say, كل من عند ربنا آمنا به كل من عند ربنا. We'll say, we believe it is all from Allah. But show us where this ayah is written. So we don't believe you. You're stupid saying it was removed, but the rule stayed. This is stupidity, nothing else. Only the stupid may accept. And you have a lot of those among the Muslims. So another example, they say, they lie and say, Surah Bitul Bara'a Nusikhat. Bara'a is Surah At-Tawbah, called Bara'a, innocence, a certificate of innocence. So Surah Bara'a, Surah Bitul Bara'a, a surah, a chapter, as long as, as big as Bara'a, it was abrogated, cancelled from the Quran, doesn't exist anymore, removed. And Surah Bara'a, Surah number 9, it is 129 ayahs. So imagine, 129 ayahs, surah, this big, completely gone, according to those stupid. Where's your proof? Since we don't have it in the Quran, how you can prove it to us? How? So how you can prove this? There is no abrogation in the Noble Quran. Another stupid example they bring, Surah Al-Ahzab, one of the companions, they say, or somebody during the life of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, they said, Surah Al-Ahzab was bid'a wa sab'ina ayah, about 73, it is 73 ayahs. But he says, this is a lie. Of course, he didn't say it. قرأتها مع الرسول مثل البقرة وأكثر وكان فيه آيات الرجم. He said this man during the life of Rasulullah, according to the stupid story, that he read it with the Rasul. So he was a companion. He read Surah Al-Ahzab, not 73 ayahs, but 286 ayahs, as big as Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah 2, and even more. And in it was the ayah of stoning the adulteress, adultery, الزانية والزاني. That is in a Jewish book, not in the Quran. There is no stoning in the Quran. So this guy is saying, according to them, to the stupid books in our hands, that he says Surah Al-Ahzab, it wasn't 73 ayahs always. It was like Surah Al-Baqarah, 286 and even more, including an ayah about stoning. A miserable lie. A miserable lie. Very well. We'll continue in next video, inshallah, talking about more lies about Nasikh and Mansookh, inshallah. Please remove yourself from this war. If you have a war against Allah and Quran, please remove yourself from those who are attacking the words of Allah and say that they were cancelled. Nothing is cancelled from the Quran. It is intact as Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam received it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ya Mama.